What's up, guys? I'm Taylor Dasch. I'm a local real estate agent right here in Temple, Texas. Guys, today I'm going to show you, first of all, my listing packages, but also why I am giving you so much more value whenever it comes to actually selling your house than any other real estate agent in this market. All right, guys, so I offer 4 listing packages. I'm going to go over first the one that I use the most. It's 1.5%. If you got a message from me, it probably said 1.5%. Depending on your specific property, it's most likely your best option. Now, that's like anything kind of in the Temple, Belton, Killeen, Harker Heights area. 100,000 plus is probably going to be one of the better options for your property. Okay, so what does this 1.5% listing include? Okay, so professional photos, that's on every single package. I can't have anything in my name that doesn't have professional photos because that's going to make me look bad when I'm trying to get clients, right? So I will do professional photos no matter what. I have the best photographers in Central Texas. They're going to get the listing presentation top notch. Guys, the two most important things whenever it comes to actually selling a listing is price and photos. I want to make sure that if you actually want to sell your house, that you have both of those dialed in, and I'm going to do every single thing that I can on my side to make sure the process is smooth, make sure that you get the most amount, and make sure that you make a knowledgeable decision on the sell. All right, let's get back to it. I'm sorry, I get distracted. Okay, 1.5%, you're going to get professional photos. You're going to get a video done. Now, my videos, if you're doing the 1.5% package, is going to be a viral video. TikTok, you can make a video go viral as in terms of, views relatively easily. You just have to boost the TikTok. So it's going to get 50,000 views minimum. That is just for, I want to get the property max exposure. TikTok, that's one of those it's like a side quest. You want the presentation, pictures, and price to be right. TikTok's just a added plus, right? Okay. With the viral video, that will be also advertised on Facebook. Now, on Facebook, you're going to get a Facebook Marketplace listing. You're going to get a video ad that I'm going to have 2 different videos that are tested, and then I'm going to market those for the first 2 weeks. Whichever one does the best, I will market for the rest of the listing. Okay, on top of that, so the biggest complaint that I get, my main source of business is expired and withdrawn. My biggest complaint that I get is communication. Like, my agent wasn't communicating with me. I didn't even know the place expired, right? So my communication is where I think I stand out. You're going to get a property report or update every single week at a minimum. So that's going to be the showings that we had, how the property is performing online with the Facebook ads, as well as like realtor.com gives me a report. And then along with that update, if anything is important, like, hey, we got some feedback that, there's some paint chipping, that something that may need to be addressed to have the best possible presentation, then I'm going to let you know as soon as I get the feedback. And typically I'll just post the feedback to you right away so that you can view it. So that's another huge thing. The other thing with the feedback, it's important to see this property from the buyer's eyes, right? So I try my best to get feedback from every single agent that shows the property. I ask them for their honest feedback. They're not going to hurt my feelings. I just want to present this thing in the best way possible. So with that, if we get feedback on something small, typically I'll just go over there and I'll take care of it. And I'll let you know, I'll be like, hey, we got some feedback. There was some paint chipped. I have my contractor over there. He's going to cover it up right now. Very simple. And then the next thing that I offer that I think agents say they do this, but I don't see many agents doing this. Regular open houses, guys. I don't think the open house is as important as the exposure online. So every time I do an open house, every single person who has favorited this property gets an email. Hey, there's an open house on Casey Drive, right? And that is going to keep the property top of their mind. They're probably going to click it and be like, oh, yeah, I remember this. And these people are looking every day. So you want to have your property in front of people who are looking to buy. That's the name of the game. The more exposure you get, the more likely it's going to sell for the highest price possible. Yeah, a lot of agents, they'll do an open house. They list the property that first weekend, whenever it's the hottest, whenever they're going to get the leads, they'll do an open house. And then if the property stays on the market for 3 months, they're not going to be in that house probably for 3 months, honestly. Not with me. I'm going to be in that property every 3 to 4 weeks at a minimum, doing an open house. I'm going while I'm at the open house, my main goal is to get this thing sold. So I'm going to be reverse prospecting, which means I'm going to be calling up agents who have a client that favorited the property, or an agent who maybe showed it and gave me a maybe. So that sometimes happens. Or if we get any feedback, I'll call them and let them know, hey, look, we fixed this. Can y'all come see it again? You know, whatever I can to get showings in this property. At the open houses, I'll be doing videos. I'll be marketing it on my socials, on YouTube. These are all things that help get it exposure. What people want to hear is that, hey, there's some special social media strategy that's going to get my house sold. Let's go with this agent who does a special strategy. Yeah, I do the special strategies, but that, I'm going to be honest with you, that is not what sells the property. As if you want to sell the property, you present it well, you put it at the right price, you put it at the market value. They're like, that's another reason to work with me, is that I have an active pulse on the real estate market because I am listing a lot of homes right now. So why does that help? Because if you pick an agent and they're going to run comps to be able to tell you, hey, this is what the property's worth. But right now, those comps, if you list it at the comps that we have right now, like let's say the agent goes back 6 months and then they give you a price, your house is going to sit on the market and you're going to lose. The most valuable days in a listing are the first 2 to 4 weeks, because that's whenever the property is going to have the most exposure. So if you get that part wrong, you're probably going to take a hit on the price in the long run. And that's just the way it is, because it's the most important time in a listing is the first month. Okay. And sometimes, look, sometimes the properties are hard to comp out. That's why it's important to have a professional who is actually selling houses list the property. This is more of a video about kind of how to sell a house, I think. But let's move on. That's 1.5%. Dude, that 1.5%, guys, that's more than you're going to get probably from any other agent at 3%. I'm out here hustling, getting after it. I want to sell this property. I really could care less about the money, honestly. I want a good review. I'm building this business. The review is what matters to me, and that is why I'm providing all of these services for this price.